It's an average day in contracts class at the University of Baltimore School of Law in Maryland. The professor poses hypothetical questions as students check email. But Rajiv Sritharan is not distracted. He's on a mission to bring what he calls justice to the Tamils of Sri Lanka through the legal systems of the West.
When we look at the history of transitional justice from Nuremberg to Darfur, it's only a selected number of people who have actually gotten justice and been given the opportunity for their suffering to be written in history.
In 2009, Sritharan and colleagues from the international diaspora group Tamils Against Genocide compiled a document accusing former Sri Lankan Army General Sarath Fonseca and current Defense Minister Gotabaya Rajapaksa of genocide against minority Tamils during that country's long-running civil war. Gotabaya Rajapaksa is the brother of Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The United Nations estimates 7,000 civilians died during the final phase of the war, which ended in 2009. Both the Sri Lankan army and the Tamil rebels have been accused of abuses. The Sri Lankan embassy in Washington refused to comment on Sritharan's accusations, but President Rajapaksa told Sri Lanka's Daily News newspaper last month,
"The so-called diaspora seeks to tarnish my image and bring me and those who led the humanitarian operation to defeat Tamil terror before international tribunals."
Mr. Rajapaksa invited Tamil expatriates to return to Sri Lanka to witness the actual situation there. Washington attorney Bruce Fine asked the U.S. Justice Department to look into the accusations, but he's not heard back about any investigation.
There was a compilation of over 1,000 pages going back for decades of disappearances, starvation, bombings, assassinations of Tamils. These are Tamils who are not on the battlefield that were documented from a variety of sources.
Fine says Gotabaya Rajapaksa is a U.S. citizen, and Fonseca, jailed following a failed election challenge to the president, has a U.S. green card. He says this makes them vulnerable to U.S. law.
The United States is a signatory to the Genocide Convention of 1948, and there's a genocide law that prohibits any U.S. citizen from complicity in genocide wherever it's committed.
Fine says he doubts the current Sri Lankan government will extradite the president's brother or the jailed army general, but he says governments do change. Back on campus, Sritharan finishes class and heads to his apartment to get to work. He acknowledges that the various cases he is working on are long shots, but he says he'll keep at it. He describes how today's instant communication makes it all possible.
The spread of media, internet, Facebook, all of these things, you can basically empower the victim community to engage with the court directly.
Sritharan left an investment banking career on Wall Street to pursue justice issues. He's in a hurry. He has muscular dystrophy, and over time he will lose strength and mobility. His life, he says, could be short.
When the doctor starts telling you you're going to get weaker every year, then you want to make every day count.
Tamil rebels fought the Sri Lankan government for 25 years. They're accused of many atrocities themselves, but bringing them to justice, says Sritharan, is someone else's fight. Laurel Booman, VOA News, Washington.